It was a morning like no other in Manila Bay. As dawn broke, the world's cameras turned to the Philippines. Sirens blared, and crowds gathered along the harbor. On every major news channel, the headline flashed, "Philippines unveils monster warship. Asia's naval balance shifts." The atmosphere crackled with excitement and nervous anticipation. This wasn't just any ship. The largest warship ever constructed by the Philippines sat gleaming in the water, draped in the national colors. Reporters scrambled for the best view as helicopters circled overhead. An urgent energy pulsed through the crowd, from ordinary citizens to military brass. History was in the making, and everyone knew it. Filipino sailors dressed in spotless uniforms stood at attention on deck. Government officials, foreign diplomats, and even curious fishermen watched as the giant vessel prepared for its debut. The sense of pride was electric, echoing in every cheer and every salute. As the president approached the podium, the ship's name was announced. BRP Katapangan, meaning courage. The roar of applause was almost as loud as the ship's engines. This was more than a launch. It was a statement to the world. The BRP Katapangan is a true leviathan. Stretching nearly 300 meters, it dwarfs the rest of the Philippine fleet. Its next-generation steel hull is nearly impervious to missile threats. On deck, advanced weaponry glints under the sun, vertical missile launchers and railguns. Hybrid engines give it both speed and stealth. Its AI-powered radar spots threats hundreds of kilometers away. The Katapangan is a symbol of Filipino ingenuity, built to defend and inspire. What makes the BRP Katapangan truly unique is not just its size or firepower, though both are impressive. It is the ship's blend of technology, versatility, and adaptability. Unlike many giants of the sea, the Katapangan can switch roles in a heartbeat, from heavy combat to humanitarian missions, from anti-submarine warfare to disaster response. The ship boasts a modular design. Compartments can be reconfigured for different missions, housing medical teams, carrying relief supplies, or deploying underwater drones. Its digital backbone allows seamless upgrades as technology evolves. The ship is ready for tomorrow's threats, not just today's. Another standout feature is its self-defense system. With layers of smart sensors and automated countermeasures, the Katapangan can dodge torpedoes and confuse enemy missiles. It even has a small fleet of autonomous boats for close-in protection, each controlled from the bridge by Filipino operators. Above all, the Katapangan puts Filipino sailors at the center. Ergonomic workstations, advanced training simulators, and comfortable living quarters make long missions safer and more effective. This is a ship built for people as much as for power. Launch day was a symphony of emotions. As the sun rose, every eye was on the water. The ship's engines rumbled to life, sending ripples across the bay. Filipino sailors stood shoulder to shoulder, nerves and excitement in the air. Cameras flashed as the Katapangan slid into open sea, its flag streaming in the wind. This warship is a promise to defend our people and our future. It was a celebration, and the Philippines was entering a new chapter. For years, the Philippines faced growing challenges at sea. Its waters are rich and strategic, but also, contested by bigger neighbors. Chinese ships often patrolled disputed areas, leading to tense standoffs and real fears for the nation's fishermen and offshore resources. The Navy's old ships, while brave, were simply outmatched. The need for a game-changing vessel became clear. Filipino leaders wanted a warship that could protect national interests, deter aggression, and reassure anxious citizens. The Katapangan was conceived as the answer, a ship big enough to be seen, strong enough to be respected, and smart enough to meet any threat. But honestly, this was about more than power. The warship was also a symbol of independence. It showed the world that the Philippines was ready to chart its own course and defend its sovereignty. For many, it was a dream realized, a leap from vulnerable to formidable. The Katapangan is not just a weapon. It is a shield for the nation's future. It represents hope in troubled waters and a new era of confidence for the Filipino people. Section 6. Building the Dream. Teamwork and Technology. The BRP. Katapangan began with Filipino engineers and shipbuilders blending tradition and science. Local teams joined forces with international partners, exchanging technology with Japan, the US, and Europe. Through setbacks and storms, their determination turned a dream into steel, and steel into a national treasure. Section 7. A new player in Asian naval power. With the Katapangan's launch, the Philippines has joined the ranks of Asia's major naval powers. The ship's presence alone reshapes the region's balance. Other nations now think twice before challenging Filipino ships or encroaching on Philippine waters. The Katapangan sensors can detect intruders far beyond what was possible before, while its weapons provide a credible deterrent. Filipino naval strategy has changed almost overnight. Now, patrols can reach farther, last longer, and operate with more confidence. The ship serves as a command hub for smaller vessels and aircraft, multiplying their effectiveness. New training programs, modeled after the Katapangan's advanced systems, are raising the skill level of the entire Navy. Allies have taken notice. Joint exercises with friendly navies have already begun. Filipino officers are being invited to international defense forums, their opinions sought on regional security. The country has gone from a minor player to a respected voice on maritime affairs. But the biggest change is at home. Ordinary Filipinos feel safer and prouder of their Navy. The Katapangan stands as a guardian, visible proof that their nation can stand tall. Section 8. Ripples across the sea. International reactions. The world watched closely as the Katapangan took to the waves. In Asia's capitals, analysts rushed to update their assessments. News broke in Beijing, Tokyo, and Washington. Philippines commissions monster warship. Regional balance shifts. China's response was swift and measured. Official statements called for regional stability, but Chinese warships quietly increased their patrols near disputed waters. The Katapangan's presence challenged their dominance, raising questions about future confrontations. In the South China Sea, tensions simmered just below the surface. Allies, meanwhile, welcomed the new ship. Japan and South Korea sent congratulatory messages, while American diplomats praised Filipino innovation and resilience. Defense experts debated what new partnerships might emerge. Would the Philippines lead regional patrols? Could the Katapangan join international peacekeeping missions? For smaller Southeast Asian nations, the message was clear. The Philippines was no longer standing alone. The Katapangan inspired hope for security, for cooperation, and for a future where smaller countries had a real voice. Section 9. Charting the future. Peace, security, and hope. Looking ahead, the Katapangan is more than a ship. It is a symbol of Filipino courage, unity, and ambition. Its steel and technology promise security, but its spirit inspires an entire region. The ship's mission goes beyond defense. It seeks to keep peace, protect lives, and promote stability. Challenges remain. The South China Sea is still contested and rivalries are fierce. But the Katapangan's presence changes the equation. It makes aggression less likely and dialogue more possible. Every patrol is a reminder. The Philippines values peace, but will not be pushed aside. Already, plans are underway to build more ships, train more sailors, and deepen alliances. The Katapangan leads the way, but it is only the beginning. For the Philippines, the future is bright and guarded by steel and resolve. In the end, the monster warship is not just a game-changer for the Navy. It is a beacon for the nation and the region, a sign that courage and hope can chart a safer, better path for all.